Welcoming everybody to the knockout draw for the Blood Bowl 3 World Championship. We joked about me leaving myself on mute before we came on. I managed to do it for a second there again. I'm Misspelled Tree, your host for the draw this evening. And for the first time in a year, I've got the band back together, guys. I've got all three of them with me on one stream, the legends of Blood Bowl that are Jimmy Fantastic, Andy Davo, and Vitok. Jimmy, as you all know, has been casting every single game of this tournament. He was also playing in this tournament. Jimmy, how many games is it now? I think you're muted now, and that's not on my end.
I'm muted, yeah. 176.
176 games from Jim, and like me, has managed to unmute himself. Still smiling impressively, I think, is maybe the most impressive part of that for Jim. Andy, you have cast a couple of your own games. You are the only one of us still in the tournament. How are you feeling right now?
All right. I wish I was playing Necro.
And with us, of course, is also Blood Bowl 3 Nacon product manager Vitok, the brains behind this whole event, the person who made it happen, the person who wanted to have a world championship, the person who has given us a world championship for a second year in a row, and who is already planning for the next one. Vitok, hi, lovely to have you here.
Yeah, very happy to be live with you again and to be able to take part in the draw. I will be the innocent hand there. I did not participate, obviously, in the tournament, but I will be choosing the matchup, let's say.
No, but we know that you played Blood Bowl as well. We'd like to see you sometime, maybe in I don't know if you can play in one of these. Perhaps that would be a conflict, but certainly we'd love to see you in a competitive tournament sometime. Because I know you can play a little bit, Vitok. Let's go to Jimmy first of all. Jimmy, you are, as I've just said, the one person who I know for certain has watched every single game of this tournament. What's your I suppose, how have you found these first games, the bigger first stage of the tournament last year, and what have been your highlights so far?
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed pretty much all the games. I think the biggest thing was obviously the huge surprises of Diomed and K-Fug going out in the first round, like in the group stage. Unbelievable. Diomed, bottom of his group, in fact. That is unbelievable.
Absolutely. Diomed, of course. For those of you who haven't been following all the way along and aren't as familiar with everyone, Diomed was a finalist in the last World Championship. He was also a finalist in the season finals, which was a spiritual predecessor, I think we can call it, to these World Championships. He also has just, I think, dominated the Super League that you run as well, Jimmy, which has been a very high standard competition. So big knockout there, as you say, in the group stage, almost as big as that really great coach on Wood Elves who got knocked out in the play-ins. I mean, that was definitely the shock of the tournament so far. Andy, you mentioned your games so far. You mentioned that you wish you were playing Necro. Of course, what you're actually playing is OWA. How has the adjustment been for you, doing a little bit of something different?
I think it's been quite massive actually, because the way I've skilled them, I've hardly got any block that's not on something that's got bloner. So it's been a little bit fraught with difficulty trying to work out the turn ordering. I think that's slightly it's been a bit of a challenge for me, I think.
But 3 games, and from what I've heard from you off stream, 3 very difficult games so far already, all tough games. So I think if we were looking for the best of the best in this competition, lots of indications that we are getting really high standards of Blood Bowl, which is what we want, isn't it? Vitok, this was your baby, as I've already said. This year you wanted to make it bigger and better. We took it from a group stage and a knockout into a play-in stage and a group stage and a knockout. What have been your feelings on this expanded structure and how you see it going forward, I guess?
Yeah, I'm quite happy actually with those different phases, like 3 phases this year. One of the objective of that was to able to expand also the pool of player able to qualify and to play in these tournaments. Quite happy actually to see the structure, even if a spoiler alert, I would say there will be some changes for next year. I'm already working on. It was the last year we have a group stage, so there won't be any group stage actually in the following year. I'm trying, always, as you said, it's my baby, but always trying to improve the format. So yeah, working on that actually. But I think at the end of the day, the goal of the first phase is, is to come with the best coaches, the one that performed the most for the last 32. I'm looking at the name we have here. I think we're very close to that, so I'm quite happy with it still.
Why don't we get those names up on screen for everybody? Because I know that we're talking about them. We know a lot of these names, but not everyone will have been tracking things closely enough to see them. So what we have in this picture here is split into two categories. If the name is on a black background, that means they won the group. If the name is on a grey or silver background, that means they finished second in the group. And that's going to matter when it comes to the knockout draw. Vitok, why don't you tell people how the draw is going to work for this knockout round?
Yeah, exactly. So in this next phase, actually, first of group will be facing seconds of group. So when I will draw, I will first draw in the first of group pool. On the first match will be the one at the very top of the tree, and we will go down, matches after matches. One thing important still, two players coming from the same group cannot play against each other on this round one of knockout. So if when I draw a second of group is the player that was in the same group than the one I just drawn before, he will be waiting for his opponent on the following match in the entire tournament tree. So just giving that and telling that for clarity, there is no surprise there. The rules are clear there, and well, impatient to see what matchup we will have.
Yes, and as Vitok's mentioned there, Vitok is going to be doing the physical draw this time, so absolutely impartial party, making sure all those draws are nice and clean, and also, as he said, making sure that we don't get group winners playing against people they've already played in the group stage. Andy, I've got to come to you next because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, you in fact were a runner-up in your group behind World Sitar. He's a fantastic coach. So you already know you can't play World Sitar. What is the name you're looking at on this list and thinking, oh God, don't give me that one?
I think that they don't play particularly well into the strength teams. So I think the two Blackhawk teams probably are the ones that I don't really want to play into that well. But I don't know. I think it's, I'll play all of them, really. Go on, give me any of them. And I'd choose an agility leaning team if I could pick.
It is the World Championship, and so that is the right spirit. You're going to have to beat everyone at the end to get to the top. I mean, not literally play every opponent, but you're going to need to get beyond all of them. So that is the right spirit there for certain. Jimmy, I'm looking at this list of races. It's a really fun, diverse list of races, I think. There's a few things that jump out to me. One which has already been picked up in chat, and Andy mentioned it. A couple of Black Hawk teams, maybe that might surprise us. We have one Goblin team as well, which I know may divide opinion, but I know a lot of people watching love the Goblins, and Darcy Dan has certainly earned it as well, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah, the Goblins are funny that they're through at least. It's funny that the Blackhawks have won their groups, both groups, unbelievable. The best thing, of course, as a neutral is there's only one Amazon team, so so that's great. I think we were all a little bit scared of the semi-finals just both being Amazon mirrors, but at least we've been spared that.
I feel like optimistic here that we won't get too many mirror games. Not that mirror games are always boring, but I do think part of the fun in Blood Bowl is certainly the diversity, and there is quite a good mix here. Another thing that jumped out to me, and maybe both of you might have an opinion on this, but I'll ask Jimmy first. You were playing Necromantic in this tournament. We saw last year Necromantic were very dominant in the latter stages of the tournament. This feels like it's been a much tougher year for Necromantic.
Not particularly, honestly. So I obviously Diomed finished bottom of his group. I finished bottom of my group, but it was touch and go last year for Diomed in the group stage, and Andrew, in fact, nearly didn't qualify through the group stage. For those kind of like just bash teams, it is the group stage is a bit harder. Like Andy finishing second in his. So if you've got a bash team, you are going to struggle a little bit in your group sometimes. You just don't have as many tools as like the Skaven have. So no surprise that Chunter and ODL have won their groups.
Andy, you said you regretted not taking the Necromantic. Do you think it's anything to do with the packs, or is it just one of those things that happens? Sometimes you get one race goes better, sometimes you get another race goes better.
Well, I think you said that you're not going to see too many mirrors. I did my own version of how many different teams we'd seen qualify, and other than humans, which I think are on 6, we've got 2s, 3s, and 4s of everything else. So we've got a nice diverse mix, and we've got only humans, sort of the standout one. And I think that comes from the rules pack itself was relatively flat. humans are maybe a little bit strong, or perceived as being strong anyway, which is why people have picked them. So I think that's what's probably happened there.
My one observation is that as an elf coach, and of course I could throw to you, Andy, as a reputed elf coach by everyone, but there is a slight shortage for me of elf teams here. There's Vela Hoppier,
Yeah.
who's a fantastic coach in Elf Union. Purple Chest obviously winning his group on Dark Elves. No Wood Elves in this time. Le Marseillais also came through with Dark Elves. So there are some definitely teams to watch there on Elves, but maybe fewer than last time. But Vitok, there was a lot of conversation about the rules pack this time on the last one. You weren't here to talk about it. Every year is a bit of an adjustment and seeing what works with different races, and I suppose also some of the idea of the tournament each time is you do want to vary it up and not always have exactly the same rules pack every single year because you want to keep it fresh.
Yeah, we try to balance it. We try to adapt to the new faction that released in the game also. And yeah, we have less elves, but we have much more Skaven than we had last year, I think, at this stage of the tournament also. So still a bit of agility, which is there. Well, we always, we learn, we try to improve, we try to adapt to the format of the tournament. And well, next year will be an interesting one, with the new rule set, obviously.
I am so excited to get into those new rules as well and see what the new meta becomes, see how this World Championship looks different in a year's time. But for now, we have the even more exciting business of taking care of this draw. So let's bring up our second scene here with the spins on your screen. So as I have mentioned, Vitok is going to control these two wheels. And Vitok, you're going to spin one at a time, aren't you? So you'll spin the group winners wheel first, which is the wheel on the left, and then the wheel on the right, which is the runners-up wheel.
Absolutely. And starting now, if you're all
Yeah,
ready.
we are ready for you. So let's go. Let's see the first group winner to come out of this draw, which is, again, is the wheel on the left-hand side of your screen. And that's a name I know very well. It's Justicium. Jimmy, he's a top coach, isn't he?
Yeah, really good player. Funnily enough, I just beat him in a no, a complete lie. He just beat me in a team competition that I'm in with Andy and Purple Chest. Funnily enough, and K-Fog. So yeah, he's a very good player. Very
Jimmy,
good player. Rusty, but still very good.
Jimmy rewriting his losses in real time. Vitok has gone ahead and spun the group runner-up, which I appreciate because I was going to ask you to do that. Benbow Baggins, who is another person I know very well and also a great coach. Andy, you know Benbow, don't you? You're muted, Andy. It's your turn. Oh,
It's
I'm
okay.
not.
We can hear you.
No,
Yeah, no, we can.
sorry. Okay.
Don't do that to me, Tree. Yeah, I think Bembo's taken one for the team there. Cheers, Bembo. Thank you. Lizards versus undead, I think that one is. I think.
Yes.
Pretty dicey, isn't it? Depends how
Yeah.
the mummies go.
Next up, World Sitar, a name that lots of people I think are going to be hoping to avoid on Norse. Had a fantastic game with Andy. I did. I said I didn't catch Andy's games, but I actually did catch some key turns of that one where it was a lot of pressure on Andy's offense and some good solutions were found, which was really fun to watch. Two coaches going at it, and Mankiz up against him. Jimmy, which team is Mankiz on this year?
Wow, humans, isn't he, man? Because he's normally a dark elf coach, but he went with humans. So probably happy to be humans rather than dark elves. But tough match versus World Sitar. That's two of the best coaches in it, I think.
Yeah, Mankiz, fantastic coach, wins a lot of tabletop tournaments. I know he's come and won the Welsh Open a couple of times. He's from Lithuania. Morplovak is the next name out of the list on Undead. Lots of you watching may know Morplovak. He used to stream Blood Bowl. I don't think he does these days, but was a lot of fun as a streamer as well as being. I'm going to keep saying everyone's top player, guys, because they are. They're all in the last 32 of the World Championship.
Yeah.
And now we have our reigning champion, Andri, who has switched from Imperial Nobility this season to humans. Generally, Andy, I don't like the undead matchup for humans. That feels like a lot of Mighty Blow crashing into those Armor 9 pieces.
Yeah. Like I think the matchup favors the undead, but I think the coaching favors Andri, of course. Sorry,
reigning world champion, of course. You've got to give him his dues, don't you? And next in is Bigadin. Jimmy, I'm not sure what Bigadin's on this time. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, he's on humans, and he played pretty decent in the group stages. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Bigadin is the next group winner coming out. Andy, not physically, but virtually nibbling his fingers every time he sees one of these winners, wondering if it's going to be him next. But instead, it is Arzawain. Arzawain Jimmy is on humans.
Humans,
it's a human.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. One of the very best in the competition in second place.
Then we have one of those names I always worry I'm going to be pronouncing wrong. Fufoye is how I'm saying it. Please, maybe Vitok will tell me if I'm saying that wrong. But he's nodding,
It's
so I
quite
think I
okay.
might have done okay.
Quite okay. Fufole, but I think it was quite okay.
Okay. So Fufole out next, and I'll do that pause again where I get Jimmy to tell me what race he's on.
Rats, filthy rats.
Filthy rats. I am happy there's some good number of Skaven in here since we don't have Wood Elves. And there it is, Andy Davo. Andy, how do you feel about Skaven?
Yeah. Well, it's not one of the Black Orcs. That's brilliant. Yeah, good.
We all know that Andy's mind has a simple flowchart on it, which is, can I cause a casualty?
Can I surf? If yes, do. Ignore ball safety. Move on.
And another, I would say, well-known name there, Unga and Jimmy.
On humans. Classic Ungun on humans.
Mm-hmm. One of those human coaches with a reputation for violence, I think.
Yes, yeah, million cards. He's usually really, really, really good.
And he's got Jalev on OWA. Now, Jalev is a fun one on OWA because this has been a rules pack where we saw a lot more Old World Alliance than last time. But Jalev actually plays them a lot already on tabletop, doesn't he, Andy? So I think he'll come in with a lot of experience for this one.
Yeah, he does. He was playing OWA before they were cool.
And finally, we get one of those Black Orcs, Mr. Page, who won his group, Jimmy, with the almighty blow Black Orcs, despite not causing so many casualties, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, yeah, he started with 2 draws where like they were kind of normal games, and then the third game he finally kicked off a little bit, made a bunch of cards, and got his win. So yeah, topped the group.
And his opponent will be Edward Lover, who was the last person into the competition, I believe, winning the Chalice competition to get in. And I think he's on Orcs, but I might be wrong on that.
He is an Orcs, yeah. He qualified out of Monitor's group. He beat two Amazons to get here.
Impressive stuff. We thought Amazons were going to be very strong at the start of the tournament, as Jimmy was saying, and knocking them out, no mean feat. Next up, we have Padawan. Over to Jimmy. What's Padawan playing this time?
Necromantic. This is the spot that everybody thought would be Diomed, but Padawan won the group.
Well, if you've knocked out Diomed, you're a pretty serious player in my book for certain. And he's up against someone who I definitely know is a serious player, Le Marseillais, who is on the Dark Elves, as we mentioned before. Yeah, Necromantic against Dark Elves is a fun matchup. That's actually the matchup that you two played at the last World Championship.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The Dark Elves, I think, have to be aggressive, and it's tricky match indeed.
Yeah.
Next up is Kill Train, another group winner, Jimmy.
Norse.
On Norse. So we have got a couple of Norse teams coming through in first place. That's interesting as well. Norse, I feel like aren't they're one of those teams that requires a brave coach maybe to take them because of the low armor and because they're going to get into a brawl, but they can be very, very effective in the right hands. Oh, I thought he had the goblins for a second, but he doesn't. He has Leukemia 20.
He's Necro as well, I believe.
Norse into Necro. I'm not sure who that favors.
Probably Necro, because Necro really good.
Both teams, of course, with the surfing potential, but one of them has stand firm and sidestep. Olivier Delac.
Oh.
We know that name. The best rat player in the world. Andy, what do you reckon?
Quite possibly. Absolutely on tabletop. Undisputed.
Well, I've thrown that gauntlet down now for the other Skaven coaches who are in the draw, one of which will come out of that winner's pot quite soon. But for now, Olivier has got Dragoo. Jimmy, that was one of your opponents, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is where I should have been. But yeah, a bit harder for Lizards than it would be for Necro, actually. Dragoo is in a bit of trouble here versus ODL. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Olivier lost his final match versus Lizard, actually, in his group.
He
Didn't
did,
Mm.
yeah,
yeah.
he did. But he didn't. He had already won his group by that
Yeah.
point. So
So next up, it is the other rat coach who I think perhaps has the slightly elevated celebrity status, let's put it that way. Names that people are going to recognize in this draw. Crystal Hunter is certainly one of them. The Rat Baron, as he was known for a long time when he used to stream on Blood Bowl 2 and Blood Bowl 3. Fantastic coach, and won his group and his game against Jimmy as well.
yep. He rolled a 4+ strip ball. Well done.
And and Kovacs is his opponent.
Kovacs is Orcs.
On
So
Orcs. Ooh,
yeah.
that becomes a bit of a race, doesn't it? Skaven against Orcs. Can you kill them fast enough before they score the touchdowns?
Yeah, got to deal with a rogue.
And here we go, our second Black Orc team, Tosky, who I know very well. I played Tosky in Rebel in the tournament we both qualified for these World Championships from. I did beat him back then, but he's gone further than me in the World Championships. So definitely excited to see Tosky representing the league that I qualified from, Rebel, on the Black Orcs. And it's Black Orcs against Goblins. I think we have our crowd pleaser for the round. Black Orcs on Tosky and up against Dastardly Dan on the Goblins.
I think that's winnable for the Goblins because that is doable.
Every game's winnable when you've got Varag and Ripper, isn't it?
There's a lot of goblins on the pitch, but some of them are true goblins and some of them are traitor goblins with thick skulls. Nagtwaka is our next person out of the hat. I know Nagtwaka plays a lot of elves, but I don't think he's playing elves here, is he, Jimmy?
It's Amazons. He's the lone Amazon player in the round of 32, I believe. And
there you go.
Yeah.
Only takes one to win the whole thing. Could be Nagtwaka, won his group. And on we go for his opponent. That looks like Nasha. Jimmy.
Humans, I think. It was Nasha.
Yes. Second in his group.
Yeah.
Group I.
Oh, there you go. Davo with the knowledge.
I also have a spreadsheet open on the other screen.
Thank you. I'll stop throwing to Jimmy every time, Andy. I didn't realize you had that ready.
No, don't. It's all right. It's fine.
Apologies if I just butchered that last name. I'm seeing in chat suggestion to be Night Watcher. Velihopia is next out, our Soul Elf Union player, bravely representing Elves Handy, who you say are your favourites, but you never seem to play when the competitive tournaments roll around.
I was playing Pro Elves at Eurobowl, the premier tabletop event of the year.
That is actually
Come
true.
on.
That is true. And
didn't lose a game.
You did pretty well as well, so I shouldn't push it too far. And Veli has Ture, who is on drumroll.
Andy, All the Lions. No, I remember actually. He's the 7 guard All Will the Lions team.
Oh, 7 guard. Does that mean no tackle mighty blow? Because
He's
tackle mighty blow.
tackle mighty.
Okay, has both 7 guard and tackle mighty blow. That will be scary for Elf Union for certain. Just 2 names left on these wheels. We have Frikipe, fantastic Spanish coach, I believe playing humans in this tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, All Will the Lions. All Will the Lions. So
All Will the Lions. Yeah, some humans with some dwarf friends. And he's going to go up against Tektor.
Lizard Men.
On Lizard Men. Lizards can be tough for those teams that are mostly strength 3. Last off, it is Purple Chest, who is on Dark Elves. Another person who used to stream. I don't know if he streams so much recently. And Jeff A's is his opponent. And Jimmy, Jeff A's is on?
Skaven.
Skaven. Dark Elves against Skaven. That's a fun matchup. Elves into... I think sometimes people like to put Skaven together with elves, which as an elf coach I think is completely wrong, obviously. But high speed and agility, I see why people do it. That could be a fun matchup as well, couldn't it?
Yeah. I think it slightly favours the Dark Elves, but they don't have any counter to the 1 turn is the big problem.
So why don't I just quickly bring up on screen for everyone. Let's pop us back to this screen just for a second, and I will show everyone the structure here for the knockout phase. So the knockout phase officially is slated to start from today, which is we've just had the draw, and it runs through to the 7th of December. Now, of course, the final part of that, the quarterfinals onwards, will be taking place on that first weekend, of December, with myself, Jimmy, and Andy Davo all in the studio together, where we will be giving you live commentary, studio analysis of the games. It's going to be an intense, brilliant weekend of Blood Bowl. Can't wait for it. It was so much fun last year. But first, we've got to get down to those final 8. Vitok, we've already mentioned it, but why don't we just quickly again explain the format for these knockout games? So it's a sort of best of 3, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the previous round, in previous phases, the matches were in best of 1. It was just a one-off. From now on until the grand final, the game will be in Vitok's best of 3, I would say. Even if I put my name on that. What the funny thing is, I wanted to call it French best of 3, and then I watch it online, and apparently it's like used to say like a weird best of 3 something like that. So I say, okay, it's not a good idea that I call it this way. So finally, I go with how the community is calling it. But yeah, basically it's a best of 3, but Blood Bowl matches can be pretty long, and I think that playing the draw or things like that is really part of the game. It's a kind of best of 3 where in the 2 first matches you can end up on a draw. So it's like 60 turn maximum. And then if there is like 1 victory each after 2 matches, or if it's 2 draws after 2 matches, then there is a third match tiebreaker with overtime activated and going up to the penalty kick if needed.
So it's a pretty intense window now for these coaches who are still in the competition, isn't it? They've got to schedule 2 games at a minimum with everyone, and it could go to a third game as well. Each of that in 1 week.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you will see that the round are a bit longer for the one that we are still playing overtime, I would say, on the long run. And then obviously for the final weekend, they will be playing matches after matches, one after another, up to the 3 match in a row if needed.
And of course, that final weekend, as you say, gets very intense. All those games going back to back to back, but it's worth it for those coaches because, of course, at that point, Vitok, they're into the prize money if they make it to that quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely. The top 8 is in the prize money. So definitely it will be I would say like part of the fun for them at this moment. And that's why on the Sunday we will play the third place game. When there is nothing particular to win, obviously the third place game is less important. But I'm pretty sure that the one that will be playing it will still be playing at maximum because in terms of cash prize, it has some implications.
As I remember, Andy Davo had one of those 2 last year, didn't you, Andy?
I did indeed, yeah. Got through to the semi-finals, lost the semi-final, and then won the third place playoff. So it's great.
Let's bring us back to this screen. Andy, are you going to abandon me and Jimmy in the studio again, or are you going to do the decent thing, get out of the tournament and come hang out with us and talk about the games?
Absolutely not. I'll be trying really, really hard.
I believe that, absolutely. Vitok, the other thing that I think we definitely should talk about while we've got you and before we sign off, we are already in the first phase, I suppose, of preparing for next year's tournament, which of course is going to be under the new rule set. It's going to be after the new edition of the tabletop game Blood Bowl comes into the digital age with the update to the computer game. What's the current stage for tournaments that would like to have a ticket to send their best coaches to the next World Championship?
Yeah, exactly. When the World Championship starts, for me it means okay, I need to start planning the next one, the following one. So it's funny to manage both, let's say, in same time. And actually, we opened the application for the supported competition for the community-run competitions. To be able to offer tickets to the 2026 World Championship to their winner. So the application are on now. There is an article on the official website of Blood Bowl 3 where you find a link to submit a form, for the application. And the first thing we have done actually this year also is some tabletop competition can also send an application. So it will be a bit different because like tabletop champion will have a qualifier tournament on Blood Bowl 3 before reaching the World Championship. So there is more and more stage. But upon request of a lot of tournament organizers, actually, we figured out that we will open this opportunity for tabletop tournament also. So if you are an organizer, or if you are part of a league, then well, make sure to talk about it to your administrator. Basically, if you're a video game competition, the application are up until the 16th of November, so it's coming pretty quick.
Yeah, guys, if you heard that, you heard it right. Today is the 10th of November. You've got until the 16th of November to get your video game league registered if you would like to have a competition, if you'd like to run a competition that's going to have a ticket to the World Championship next year. So do get your applications in. Andy, I know you run a big tabletop tournament. Any chance you might consider trying to open that up to have a World Championship ticket?
Yes, absolutely. I will be sending in an application probably this evening.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
There you go.
if you're a tabletop organizer, you have a bit more time. It's until the 14th, I believe, of December, because, well, it's for the first time that we do that. So I want to give a bit more time to the tabletop organizer also for the word to spread, on application to be sent.
I think that mostly wraps us up for the draw. I'm sure everybody watching already knows this, but if you don't, you can watch every single one of these games, and I do mean every single one, over at twitch.tv/JimmyFantastic. He has been casting every game like last year. Jimmy, I know you're sad that you're not still in it. I definitely relate to that and understand that, but is there a game in that draw that you were looking at and thinking, oh, I can't wait to cast that one. That'll be a fun game.
Oh yeah, but I can't remember now. The Mankiz one, wasn't it? I think Mankiz has got somebody. Is it
Sitar.
World Sitar, yeah. World Sitar against Mankiz. Those are definitely, I think, for people who are following competitive tabletop tournaments and online tournaments, those two worlds colliding, I suppose, a bit there, but two coaches who we know are very, very good coaches. I don't need to ask Andy which one he's looking forward to, because it's probably his own one. Unless there's another one, Andy, outside of your own one that you looked at and thought, oh, that's a juicy matchup, and you're looking forward to that.
I thought the last one, where it's Dark Elves and Skaven, Purple Chest, that one also looks quite interesting. It's two agility teams.
It is indeed, Andy, on brand as always, sticking up for the agility teams. Me personally, as a famous bash coach, I can't wait for the Black Hawks and Goblins. I'll speak for the people. I know what the people want. But thank you so much, guys. I mentioned Jimmy's channel, of course. Andy is at twitch.tv/AndyDavo. They're both on YouTube. Check out the content. It's fantastic. But for now, that is going to wrap us up. We will all be back together in just a few weeks for the finals. But go enjoy the rest of the tournament, and we will catch you all then. I will sign you off, as we always do, with some music. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.